Creating homes used to be simple. Resources were abundant, land was plentiful, and labor was mostly free as neighbors worked together to build each other's houses. But as communities grew from small towns into cities, density increased. Larger amounts of housing were needed at the same time that land and resources became increasingly scarce. Governments began to regulate housing developments to ensure safety and fairness. And to develop housing within these rules and regulations, the construction sector formed. Trade specialists were established, and their work became increasingly complicated as buildings diversified. Development experts emerged to manage the complexities of buying land and building entitlements. And as trade and development specialties grew, the financial markets evolved, providing financing for land acquisition, construction, and large-scale ownership. All of this complexity has increased the cost of development, pushing up the price of housing for purchase and rent. Simultaneously, population growth and macroeconomic forces have changed job types and incomes, leading to people spending an increasing percentage of their money on housing. As a result, housing development has stopped being about the creation of communities and homes and has instead become a barrier to wealth creation. Lack of affordable housing means middle-class and lower-income families have restricted access to high-quality healthcare and education. And they get trapped in this situation because they have to spend all their money on the cost of living and are unable to build wealth. So how would a new paradigm for housing development address this downward spiral? Blokable removes this complexity through an innovative physical product and our business model. This pre-engineered and pre-designed process greatly reduces typical development costs and time. Our blocks are manufactured in a controlled environment, leaving the factory 95% complete, requiring a bare minimum of on-site installation work, further reducing total construction time and costs. Our finished blocks are then connected and configured to create studios, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments, as well as open common areas, meaning Blokable can create higher quality and lower cost middle density housing compared to traditional methods. Thanks to the unique durability of the Blokable building system and the fact that each block comes with BlockSense installed, our buildings are resilient and lower cost to operate and maintain. As we lower the cost to build, we reduce the need for outside equity investments or subsidies to help finance our developments. This difference between our total cost to build and the cost of alternative development options represents the equity we generate in our projects. The question then becomes, who should benefit from the equity created through this more efficient process? If we sell the Blokable building system to developers or builders, this cost benefit is absorbed by the industry rather than to our business and the communities we want to serve. Instead, Blokable is vertically integrated and circumvents the need for the traditional development process. As the developer, we have created a two-market approach, partnering with market-rate landowners through Blokable Inc. and not-for-profit partners through Blokable Equity. Blokable and Blokable Equity control the build and end product using the Blokable building system and create equity for their respective market. As a market-rate developer, Blokable reduces and then eliminates the need for outside investor equity. As a not-for-profit developer, Blokable Equity reduces and then eliminates the need for government subsidy. Reducing development and building costs means we reduce the need for outside equity investment and subsidy and create new equity which flows to our stakeholders. Serving both market rate and affordable housing markets allows us to address the housing problem using economies of scale to continuously drive down costs. As Blokable scales, we will further lower costs by expanding our regional production network. By developing affordable and market-rate housing, we create regional housing supply and jobs, add to our library of approved architectural designs, and leverage our supply chain and logistics network. We call this the network effect for housing creation. Blokable tackles the affordable housing crisis through its business model and its innovative Blokable building system, creating wealth for our business through private market rents, while developing not-for-profit housing, which transfers equity into the hands of the communities we serve. Two approaches for two different markets, bringing solutions to the housing crisis. To find out more, go to blokable.com.